I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hello and welcome to another Game to Love Tennis podcast, play-by-play live stream. I will be your host and commentator for today for this match between Taylor Fritz, the number one American player in the world, and the number one Danish player in the world, Holger Rune. Both players are in the top 10. We got Holger Rune, the 19-year-old, number 8 in the world. Taylor Fritz unfortunately dropped from number 5 to 10 after being unable to defend his Indian Wells title from a year ago. However, top 10 is still very formidable, and you know he's going to be working his way back up the rankings, or he's going to do his darndest. So we're in for quite a matchup, folks. I'm actually going to be calling 3 matches today. I got this one. I got the Alcaraz match versus Tommy Paul. Then I also got Quentin Halys versus Daniil Medvedev later on in the day, the night match. So, by the way, I'm in Vancouver, BC, where it is currently 9:09 a.m. In the city of Miami, it's currently 12:09. They're 3 hours ahead of me, so lucky for me. I got my whole day ahead of me after this match. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. By the way, before we kick it off, check it out. Support the channel. This is from the Game to Love Tennis podcast. There's a link right there if you'd like to support us. Other ways you can support is by giving us a like, a subscribe. If you're new, if you look up there, our target is 100,000 subscribers. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the introduction. Now, the match is just about to start. Taylor Fritz is serving first, and he actually just served an ace up the tee. So the match has begun, which means I need to know who you think's going to win. Let me know in how many sets, and if you feel like it, the game scores in each of those sets right after this. All right, folks, this is a tough one for me here. These two have never played each other. Taylor Fritz has been dynamite all year. He's made it to the quarters of every tournament he's been in. He made it to the semis in Acapulco. He made it to the semis in... Where else did he make the semis? Was it Indian Wells? No, he lost to Sinner, I believe, in the quarters. Let me just double check. Anyways, he is up 30-15 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, gosh, I think I'm gonna say Fritz in 3. I'm officially going with Taylor Fritz in 3. Speaking of Taylor Fritz, serve is good. Return up the middle, and he goes forehand into the net. So from 30 love to 30 all. Did I make the wrong prediction? No, it's way too early to tell. All right. Ooh, we got a whole bunch of people in here. We got Rowdy Every Point, the Danish Destroyer, Holger, Vitus, Nodskov, Rune, the baby-faced assassin. Yeah. Ted Nervander saying Fritz Rune. It will be Rune, 6-4, 7-5, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Lamberto saying, go Taylor. GSL in the house. Hey, Lamb, I'm on board with that. So now Fritz, actually, from 30 love up, will face the first break point. So Rune looking okay on his first return game. Milan Licina saying, hey, everyone, welcome. Gary also saying hello to Milan. A person saying hi, Covey. Hello, a person. Great to have you in here. Also to Gary. How are you, Lamberto? All right, serve is into the forehand of Rune, and that goes long. So we are at deuce. Surprise, it's another your boy Covey morning. Yes, it is. 9 a.m. here. Loving it. Beautiful sunny Vancouver. After this match, I'm going to take Gobi to the beach for a little bit of a walk. Then we'll do the Alcaraz match and then probably make a nice lunch for myself and chill out before the Daniil Medvedev match. How are you doing, Covey? I'm doing great. I've had a great morning. I did my meditation. I had my smoothie. And the only thing I didn't get was a little bit of body movement, but I had to do this stream. So after this, that's when I'm going to take Gobi to the beach, get myself and my legs moving a bit. But yeah, great day for tennis. And Holger Rune makes his way to the net. Nice approach shot, inside out forehand, backhand, cross court attempt from Fritz. And it's a nice put-away volley on the backhand side from RUNE, setting up his second break point already. We have Wedien, bonjour, bienvenue, Wedien from France. We have Gary saying Fritz in 3, Lamberto Fritz in 3, Milan saying RUNE in 3, a person saying RUNE in 3, Ghost, welcome Ghost, RUNE in 2. A person is giving us, so it said RUNE in 3 saying 766775, so very close in the estimation of a person. Ghost saying Fritz made the semis in Acapulco, lost to Paul, who went on to lose to De Minaur in the finals. Great matches. Yes, he was puking, actually, was Taylor Fritz before the tiebreak against Tommy Paul, and Tommy Paul was cramping up in the third set. That was a crazy match. Longest match in Acapulco history, that was. Now Fritz with the advantage after saving 2 break points. Emma in the house. Hey, guys. Welcome, Emma. England's finest over there. Serve up the middle, and the return from RUNE goes wide. So Fritz does end up holding a hotly contested first game. Nicely done. We got Max in the house. Hi, Covey, and everyone. Welcome, Max, as always. Emma, Covey, did you see Bianca's injury? Absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, now I watched the video. The weird thing was, I didn't, tell me if I'm wrong, I didn't see her roll the ankle at any point. I don't know if it was an internal thing. I didn't actually see the ankle roll. Of course, I heard the screams. I watched it a few times because honestly, I couldn't see where and when the ankle rolled. I don't know if any, let me know in the comments if you saw anything there. It was very strange. I wonder if she like twinged something internally, but the screams were horrific. The sportsmanship from Alexandrova was Ekaterina Alexandrova was very, very pleasant and heartwarming. Big hugs, and they were crying together. Tough scenes for sure. But, and I'm really bummed for Bianca. I mean, we all know she was starting to play really well after a very rough, honestly, like 2.5 years after her US Open win. RUNE's first point on his serve goes out wide. Fritz can't return it. 15 love, as they show his mother and his lovely sister in the crowd, as well as his coaching team. Milan saying that was terrible sight, Emma. Ghost saying Rublev is struggling against Sinner. It's a battle of skinny gingers, like a chapter of Game of Thrones cut from the script. Funny. Yeah, I did see that Sinner won the first set, and it looks like a double fault here from Holger. RUNE brings it to 15 all. Hey, Gary, says Max. Ghost, are you a fan of GOT? Lamberto, so sad, Emma. She was such a dark horse from Miami. Really sad to see her in so much pain. England's finest is young Helena Bonham Carter. That is not up for debate. Sorry. That's Tim Burton's wife, I believe. And she was also in Harry Potter and many other productions. I know I'm not doing her justice. A bunch of Tim Burton stuff. 30-15, RUNE, another unreturned serve. I wonder how many rallies we're going to have in this match, because both of these guys have pretty big serves and some big ground strokes. So might be in for a 0-4 rally match here. And then as I say that, we're just, oh, maybe not. That was 4 shots as RUNE goes backhand into the net. A person wasn't an ankle roll. Ah, okay. There you go. Yeah, I was wondering what it was. See, when I was calling, I forgot which match I was calling yesterday. Oh, yeah, the Sabalenka match. Someone was saying, oh, my goodness, Bianca just rolled her ankle. So when I watched the video, I was expecting to see kind of what happened to Zverev, but I watched in slow-mo a bunch of times. And so, yeah, you're right. Not an ankle roll. Yeah, must have done something. Maybe it just wasn't noticed. Saying Lamberto. All right, here we go. 30 all. Second serve is good. Forehand return up the middle. Backhand RUNE into the net. So now he will have a break point against him. Will, the young 19-year-old Danish kid who is the world number 8 and having a great well, last year he was phenomenal. After the US Open, he went crazy. He won 4 titles in the end of the year. Yeah, pretty impressive. However, this year he's 14-6 on all matches, 12-6 on hard courts. He won 2 Davis Cup matches against India on clay. So those are the 2 Oh, another double fault. And now we have our first break of the match for Taylor Fritz. Wow. Surprising start here from RUNE.
Next in line, you're top of the list. Takes his shot, the guy don't miss. Moves to the court with an iron fist. Sailor Fritz. The guy don't miss. Sailor Fritz. The guy don't miss. It's Sailor Fritz.
It's Taylor Fritz. First serve is a good one out wide. That comes unreturned there. So it is 15 love for Fritz, who's now up 2 love, up a break very early in this one, folks. Okay. Okay, we got a backhand slice battle going. Backhand slice from Rune. Now walks around that and goes forehand, does Fritz, and then goes up the line. Rune cross court, goes wide. 30 love for Taylor Fritz. Good start here for the semi-Wolverine looking Taylor Fritz, rocking the Nike kit. He's got the white headband. He's got the teal Nike t-shirt, white Nike shorts, white shoes, white socks, and he's rocking his, was it the red, pink? Yeah, the orangey red head racket. No wrist gear for Fritzy. We'll get to Rune in a second as the backhand goes haywire there. 30-15 now. First serve tries to go up the tee. Does not work. It's a fault. Alexandrova looked in so much shock herself, even looked like she was going to cry at what she was seeing. Yeah, I think I saw some tears when they were hugging. And Rune brings it back again for the second time now. Fritz was up 30 love and then 30 all. A person saying Sinner is playing blockbuster tennis. Very nice. Yeah, I'm sorry to be missing that one. I'm a huge fan of Sinner. I just love watching him play and compete. Helena Bonham Carter's best performance was a seductress on my night. It's nice. She's also in one of my favorite movies. Let me know if you've seen it. It's called Big Fish. It's a phenomenal movie about storytelling, about a father who would kind of, again, so for just like in the first game, Fritz was up 30 love and now he's down a break point. But then he goes ace out wide to bring it back to deuce. So looks like the same thing from the last one. Are y'all saying BB popped a tendon? I don't know what it was because I couldn't see I didn't see a roll, but she like was in as much agony as Zverev was. And like I was saying yesterday, I happened to randomly watch that Zverev match like super late the night before after doing some DoorDash late into the night. I don't know why. I just was hyped up or something. Serve out wide, goes into the net from Rune, and again Fritz with the advantage. So exact same pattern. Be up 30 love, then be down 30-40, then get an ace to bring it to deuce, then get to advantage and see if he can close it out again. First serve is a let. Mac saying, Ghost, I understand. All I know is that Game of Thrones has a very devoted fan base. Yeah, and a very average ending. Denmark's finest is definitely Helena Christensen. Serve to the backhand of Rune. Now backhand Fritz. Backhand slice Rune. Backhand Fritz. Backhand Rune. Backhand Fritz up the line. Forehand Rune. Backhand Fritz. Cross court. Backhand slice Rune. Forehand slice kind of from Fritz. And then a drop shot Rune. And Fritz gets to it. Tries to go up the line, but shoots it long. So back to deuce. Fritz a little bit unhappy with himself. Emma saying Sinner has played fantastically against Rublev. Yeah, you know what? Let me just take a look at the score here. Yeah, so it is. Oh, Sinner's serving for the match, folks. So he's up a set, and right now it's 5-4. He is serving up a break, and it's 15 all. So 3 points away from the quarterfinals is Yannick Sinner. Rublev just can't make it past the quarters most times, in the bigger tournaments. All right, serve from Fritz is good out wide. Block back return, Rune. Then Fritz approach shot. Rune tries to go overhead, and Fritz with a very flimsy jumping volley, and it loops in, and it's a winner. He didn't hit that how he wanted to, but the result is what he wanted. Yeah, Rune, a little chop back, a volley from Fritz, and then another overhead, and that was really weird. He jumped up. It's like he wasn't trying to like smash it. He was just trying to get a racket on it, and it landed just inside the line. Snail in the house. Welcome, Snail. Hi, Covey and everyone. Busy, but because it's Covey's stream, join for a few minutes because it's always fun here. Go Fritz. Thank you very much, Snail. Also, I will be doing 2 more matches today. I'll be doing the Alcaraz match. Ooh, nice block back return from Rune. Now backhand slice. Fritz, he makes his way to the net, but he's passed with a beautiful cross-court forehand by Holger. Rune back to deuce. So this is becoming quite a long one. Let's go, Fritz. Snehal, as I was mentioning, I'm also going to do the Alcaraz match later, as well as the Medvedev-Halis match. And Alcaraz is facing Tommy Paul, of course. Elena Bonham Carter is absolutely fantastic. I agree with you there. Fritz in 3. That's what I have as well. Yeah, Holger is dangerous. I think he will win in 3. Merci beaucoup for your prediction, Wedien. Okay, serve from Fritz is wide at deuce, so we got a second serve. Go Sing, I hope BB isn't the Delpo, constant injuries and endless untapped potential. I don't even want to think about that, but the trajectories are similar so far. Backhand battle here now, forehand Rune to the backhand of Fritz, cross court now to the backhand. It's a slice from Rune, backhand cross court Fritz, another slice from Rune, now a slice from Fritz. Now a slice again, backhand from Rune, another slice from Fritz. Now Rune runs around that, goes forehand inside out, backhand up the line, Fritz. Now backhand slice, Rune, forehand Fritz to the backhand of Rune, forehand Fritz, now up the line. So forehand Rune now backhand Fritz, backhand Rune, forehand Fritz, forehand Rune, backhand slice Fritz. Lands on the baseline, ripper up the line from Rune, chopped back by Fritz, forehand Rune. And then Fritz backhand goes into the net on the best rally of the match so far. Rune sets up another break point. That will be break point, I believe, number 2 of this game. 33 shot rally, really nicely done from both players. A good variety of topspin, cross court, up the line, slices. Good to see. Good to see. Let's see. Emma saying, I've never seen Game of Thrones. I know. You don't have to, but it's, I'd say if you want something new and you have a lot of time, like 85 hours in your life or something like that free, then go for it. They're going to take away your British citizenship, says Ghost. All right. Short ball return. And Fritzy goes backhand. Sorry, goes inside out forehand to the backhand of Rune, and then he lobs it, and then Fritzy puts that away. The lob was just a desperate lob that was very short. Yeah, Fritz just puts that away into the open court, and we are back to deuce. So saves another break point. 7 minutes, 45-second game here, folks. So it is, okay, sweet. I am on Do Not Disturb mode, just checking. So still up a break is Fritz 2 love in this long game. Serve is good. Return up the middle. Now, ooh, a forehand up the line is a clean winner from Holger Rune. There's some power. And it is another break point opportunity. So it was a backhand block back return. Fritz goes cross-court forehand, and then Rune takes that forehand and rips it up the line. Beautifully done. And we'll get to Rune's kit when he serves next. Alan saying you're not alone on that one, Emma, in regards to having watched GOT. Let's going to move up a little. Oh, let's see here. I'm very surprised that Ben and JG didn't consider Sinner as a big threat to Alcaraz because he has a good head-to-head and he often troubled Alcaraz in their rivalry. I think that what they're seeing right now is Alcaraz's form currently is he's riding a wave right now. So I think that's what they were kind of alluding to, because I did watch their Alcaraz video. So yeah, I think it has a lot to do with the current momentum that he's on. Now back to deuce here. Fritzy goes up the tee, but it's long. So second serve coming up. Match point for Sinner, says Wedien. And oh, by the way, it is over officially. I've been calling this one as a dark cloud. Literally a dark cloud is coming over the court and covering. It went from light to dark very soon. Now Rune, another return, and Fritzy does not get that return back over the net, and it is another breakpoint opportunity for Holger. He's had 6 actually. And Fritz has saved all 6 of them. 9.5 minutes now this game. Here comes a second serve. Can Rune finally break through? Let's see. He's got an opportunity on a second serve. Serve is good. Backhand return up the middle. Forehand up the middle, Fritz. Forehand, Rune. Backhand, Fritz. Goes long, and Rune does. It took him 7 opportunities, but on the 7th one is his lucky charm and the break back for Holger Rune. All right, so we got a lot of Sinner fans in here. We got a person saying, I think Sinner is more likely to beat Alcaraz than Rune, but hey, I guess recency bias does a lot. Wedian saying, Sinner, the serial winner person. Sinner wins against Rublev. Ted Nervander, yes, Sinner win. I hope he win Miami Open. Ghost is the serial winner. No serial can defeat me, even Captain Crunch. What about Tony the Tiger, though? That guy is vicious when he wants to be. Come on, Fritzy, says Emma, Max, Ghost, Captain Crunch sounds good right now. Do you think there's anything for Holger to improve? Definitely. I mean, here's the thing. Anyone can always improve. Rafa, Novak, Roger, all those guys, they always have been saying pretty much their whole careers that, every time I get on court, every day is another opportunity to learn more and to improve. So, yeah, definitely he's very erratic sometimes. So he can learn to be a little more settled, a little more even keeled. And I think, just generally maybe a little bit on his second serve, although he's got a pretty strong second serve. But I mean, you can improve everything. You can improve your forehand. You can improve your overheads. You can improve your backhand slice, your movement. Yeah. Emma saying, what other matches are GTL covering today, Covey? Emma, I will be covering this match. I will be covering Alcaraz match, your favorite player, versus Tommy Paul. And I will also be covering Daniil Medvedev versus Quentin Halys. Other than that, I'm not sure. So just look on the... Actually, I'll take a look on the GTL page on YouTube and see if there is other upcoming matches other than the ones that I'm calling. So I only see right now Alcaraz, Tommy Paul, and of course this current match. So it looks like the other ones haven't been put up, if there will be any just yet. But if you're ever wondering, just go to the GTL YouTube page and look under the upcoming matches for the day, and they'll post up the matches they're going to put up. So here we go. 15-all. Rune back on serve 1-2 in the first set after breaking. Good serve up the middle, and backhand return from Fritz goes long. It's 30-15 for Rune. A person is saying mentality in regards to what do you think any improvement Holger Rune can make, and I agree with you there. A person. Lamberto, Emma, I know they're covering Carlos. Yes, we are. That will be me. And we got a forehand Rune, backhand Fritz. Nice angle, but nice slice back from desperation shot from Rune. Now Rune pushes it to the baseline. Oh my God, great rally going on here. Oh, cat and mouse. And Fritz ends up taking the point as he finally gets a chance to put the ball into the open court. Sean Power saying Fritz seems like a serious guy, quite hard on himself, which might explain his improvement. Fritz is very old school and gritty, says Ghost. The first picture of Rune. Nice, the baby-faced assassin. Covey, they considered Rune as the biggest threat, but I think Sinner's specialty fast hard courts like here in Miami, so I think he is the biggest threat. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I want to see both of those matches, which means Alcaraz would have to beat Rune to get to Fritz. To get to Sinner. But I want to see what matches I most want to see. Obviously, Novak versus Alcaraz when they're both priming. But in this tournament, I wanted to see Alcaraz and either one of these winners. Obviously, Alcaraz has to win his match. But I've wanted to see him against Fritz. They haven't played before. I want to see him against Rune again as well. And I want to see him against Sinner again. So For me, it's a joy to watch any of those matchups, to be quite honest. In terms of who I think is the favorite, though, I feel like Sinner is most consistently at the kind of the highest level between Rune and Sinner, which is weird to say because Rune's ranked higher. By the way, Rune does hold for 2-all. You know, it's interesting conversation. You know what would be fun, actually? If Rune played Sinner. That would be also a lot of fun as well. Yeah, in terms of biggest threat, I'm not sure, to be honest. I think they both have their threat potential. Lindsay Platelli saying, Sinner killed it, a real contender to give Alcaraz issues. Yes, I agree. And thank you, Lindsay, for joining. It's the first time I've seen your name in here. Appreciate you commenting. Tony the Tiger is a... come on, man. Tony the Tiger brings out the tiger in you. Holger needs to learn to control his emotions. Absolutely right, Rowdy. Yeah, there you go. I think we're all on the same page. Mentality, his erratic play at certain points. Gene, hey guys, welcome, Gene, South Africa's finest. Hope you're feeling better. I know you were feeling sick the other day and you were in bed. Holger Rune needs to improve his stand Wawrinka roasts. Let's see here. Sean, he should ask Kyrgios about roasting Wawrinka. Holger goes through stretches where he rushes his play. Yeah, and that was very evident. The very evidence of that you could find in the Australian Open match, the round of 16 against Rublev, where he had a lead, a break. I think he had at least one time he was up a break in the 5th set, and he was also up 5-love in the deciding super tiebreak. And remember, in majors, the 5th set tiebreak goes to 10, not 7. So he was halfway there. And then he had a couple other match points, but Rublev prevailed in that one. Swinging volley from FRITZ as he comes to the net. Lob overhead from Rune. Smash from FRITZ. Another... Ooh, a lob from Rune goes way wide. So it's FRITZ 30-love here. So just like he had in his first 2 service games, he's up 30-love. What happened in his other 2 service games? He went 30-40 in both of them and then ended up winning one of them and then losing the second. So getting broken once. Pedner Vander, who made these songs to all player in Game to Love? That would be Ben. Ben from Ben and JG. He makes virtually all the buttons from what I understand. Yeah, he's very creative. He's a music guy as well. If you look up Son of Robin Records on YouTube, you could see some of his stuff. He also made the Joker 22 song, which is really sweet. Really dope track that he made there. All right, return up the middle. Now, second shot from Rune goes forehand inside out wide. So FRITZ gets to 40-love, and we might have a Game to Love here, folks. Don't want to jinx it, even though I already did, but we might. So far, had some pretty long games, especially on the FRITZ serve. All right, FRITZ serve is good. Forehand return up the middle. Forehand FRITZ up the middle. Forehand Rune. Now backhand FRITZ cross court. Backhand slice Rune. Forehand FRITZ. Backhand Rune. Backhand FRITZ. Backhand slice Rune. Forehand FRITZ. Backhand Rune. It's a looper. And a forehand winner from FRITZ. And we have our first Game to Love as the American holds for 3-2 lead. I like this comment. Ben and JG are greater than Ben and Jerry. I mean, I dropped Sugar, so I definitely agree with you, but I think some people might not because, man, they got some good flavor. Sinner destroyed Rublev's second serve. Thank you, Gene. I want to see Nadal versus Djokovic part 60. I think everyone does. So far, there's 29 wins Nadal, 30 for Djokovic. So 60... Will it make him even, or will Djokovic take a 2-match lead? We have Mayor Patil saying, "Does points earned depend on against whom you have won? Like winning against Joker will get more points than any other player?" No, that is not how it goes. It's just by how far you make it in the tournament. So if you make it to the quarterfinals, you'll get X amount of points. If you make it to the semis, you'll get, another higher amount. If you make it to the finals and lose, you'll get a certain amount. If you make it to the finals and win, for example, this Masters, you'll get 1,000 points. If you lose, I believe, in the final, you get 600 points. So it doesn't matter who you beat. It just matters how far you get into the tournament. Gene saying hi to Mayor. Hi, Gene. Can't wait for that Rowdy. Hopefully in a slam final, that would possibly be the biggest match in tennis history for possibly the GOAT status. Both players on 22 and towards the very end of their career. If it happens in the French Open final, it would be an absolute dream come true for everyone. Let's see. Anyone who likes tennis. Let's see. In the first set, Rublev won 11% of second serve with Eve points, LOL. I'm not sure. I don't get the serve points. Okay, got you. Serve points, LOL. Who was worse on the second serve, Gene, Rublev, or Bublik? Manor, yo, Covey, love from Paris, welcome. I mentioned you yesterday. I was saying sorry about your Hubert Hurkacz losing, but glad to see that you made your trip to your vacation, and welcome to the chat. Synergy Thread Rublev, I just saw. We have Rune serving now, 2-3 on serve. First serve is good. Backhand return Fritz. Backhand Rune. Forehand Fritz goes wide. 15 love for the Dane. A person, in my opinion, Holger, Rune's forehand technique also holds him back a bit. If you see court level footage, you can see it's quite stiff, while all of the greats have that fluid wrist movement. Yeah, actually, there is a stiffness to his ground stroke sometimes, especially on his forehand, that I find. We were talking about this in regards to Tsitsipas' one-handed backhand. He also has a stiffness. It's not fluid like, say, Musetti, like Roger, Justine Enna were some of the examples that I was doing. Ooh, a redrop from Rune. Fritz gets to it, goes cross court, but Rune blocks it off at the far side and volleys it up the line. Nice point from Rune. Great anticipation. And it's 30 love. Wow, that was really good anticipation there. Fritz looked like he had the point in the bag. 30 minutes in, half an hour in, and we're about halfway through the first set. Hello, Minoris. So yeah, a person. I see the same kind of non-fluidity in his forehand that I see in Tsitsipas's backhand. Thanks, Covey, says Ted. You're very welcome, my friend. Nole 30, Rafa 29, greatest rivalry in men's tennis history. And in women's, I was just reading a stat that Everett and Navratilova faced each other 80 times in their careers, and 60 of those 80, so exactly 3/4 of their matches, were in finals. How amazing is that? Actually, funny enough, Rowdy's saying Chris Everett Martinova is the greatest rivalry in women's tennis history. There you go. And a short ball for Rune at the net, and he pounds that into the stands as one should on that type of ball. 40-15. Rune has great variety for a young player. Yes, he does, certainly. I mean, you can't be 19-year-old number 8 in the world for nothing. And he started last year. I mean, I feel like, and I've mentioned this before, but not for a while, I feel like Rune and Alcaraz, like Alcaraz had the crazy start to the year to bring him up like whatever 100 ranking points, from start to when he took over and became number 1 for the first time. And then Rune kind of had his version of that from the US Open to the end of the season. He was just gangbusters, killing everyone. And he had that unbelievable performance against Novak where he saved 6 break points in the deciding game. Novak was trying his absolute darndest to get it to a third set tiebreak, but Rune, imagine having to save on your serve, trying to serve it out, and you have to save 6 break points against the greatest returner of all time, and does it. That was crazy. Fritz first serve at 3-all, by the way, Rune did hold, as you can tell by the scoreboard there. Second serve, Fritz, backhand return, backhand Fritz, forehand Rune into the net, and it is 15 love for Fritzy. If Federer had a two-handed backhand, would he have won more majors? Honestly, that's one of those questions I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's just so weird to even consider him not having a one-handed backhand. And it's such a part of his grace with the way he plays. I feel like you always look more graceful with a one-hander than a two. I think it's just naturally inherent in the way the shot is done, unless, of course, you are Tsitsipas and you are very robotic and stiff looking. Gene saying, hey, Gary GSL saying, hey, Gene, Snail, Meyer, Manor. If I'm forgetting anyone, my apologies. Work occasionally interferes with tennis. How dare you, Gary? Never. Was it you yesterday that's saying nothing should get in the way of tennis? Of course, I'm joking around. Serve out wide, short return and slow return from Rune and an easy put away inside out forehand for Fritz, and it's 30-15. A person saying if Sinner had Rune's variety, then he would be on the same level as Alcaraz, maybe better. Yeah, it's an interesting take. The only difference I would say is that defensively, Alcaraz would have it on him in terms of just sheer speed. But everything else, yeah, you could argue it would be on the level for sure. Another short ball return and another easy put away for Fritz. This time inside in forehand, and it is 40-15. So the service games are getting a little crispier than they were. They were very, especially for Fritz, the first couple were very long, especially his second service game. That was about a 9-minute game. GSL saying, Lamb, you missed me at the beginning of the stream. I try to never forget you. Of course not. Lamb is our boy from Italia. All right, Fritz holds, and it's 4-3. So after some shaky play on serve, getting broken each, the players have now found a bit of rhythm on serve, and it looks like we're in for a pretty good end to this first set, folks. We got hellos from everyone. We got Emma saying, come on, Taylor. Rowdy saying it's very cool that Rafa and Roger have become great friends the same way Chris and Martina have. I agree with you. I love that. Gary actually sent me a well, no, that was about Djokovic and Nadal, a funny video. But you could even see like the way they're interacting. They're genuinely having a good time together. Emma saying, I'd love to see Fritz win Miami, but probably not. Wedien saying, Rune is obsessed with tennis. When he's not playing, he's watching matches. Yeah, kind of like Barbora Krejcikova. Alcaraz has the speed which Rune and Sinner lack. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would agree with you there. It's really cold here and poor connection, says Manor. Well, hopefully you can still hear and see us. Well, hear if you can't see. But yeah, thanks for joining us from your vacation, Manor. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. GSL, I think I saw about 65 of those 80 finals. The rivalry took significant turns. Chrissy finally got over Martina again in the 85 French final and French Opens. For Chrissy, Martina, 9 Wimbledons. Yeah, she is the single title holder in Wimbledon, bar none. Male, female, doesn't matter. Now it's working. Oh, good to hear. Rune is extremely driven. Yeah, he is, for sure. I follow him online. He loves tennis. He wants to be great. He even said, I want to be number one. And some people say, oh, in the comments will be like, oh, you have no chance or whatever. But you know what? If you want to do something, you got to talk about it. Wayne Gretzky would always say, if you want to win the Stanley Cup, you got to constantly talking about it, thinking about it, dreaming about it. And that's kind of what he does. So I think he's going to reach very high heights. He could reach number one in the world. Definitely has the potential to, Rune. Okay, Rune, first serve is good. And his +1 goes wide, and it's love 15. Sorry, I mean 7 French Opens for Chrissy. No worries, Gary. No worries. First serve is a let from Rune at 15 love. So another first coming up. Manor, I got down from a roller coaster. It was so fun. I'm going to do it again. Nice. So you're watching on your phone then? Emma, saw Disneyland Paris on your story. Manor, I've been wanting to go forever. Hope it's fun. Oh my gosh, Disneyland would be so much fun. I've been to the original California Disneyland, not to the Disney World in Florida. And oh gosh, a shank from Rune here on the forehand, and it's love 30. Got to be careful here, because if not, Fritz might have the opportunity to serve for the set. A very easy looking serve, ace up the tee there from Rune. It almost looked like effortless the way he just swung that in there. Fritz didn't even move. And now it's 15-30. All right, first serve into the net. So Rune is rocking a backwards Nike cap with his hair coming out of the the strap hole, and he's wearing the backwards thing. His hair's always coming out there. Double fault, and it's now 1540. Uh-oh. Looking a little bit dangerous, little precarious position here for RUNE. So he's wearing the backwards Nike hat. He's wearing this very, very, very light yellow shirt. Very light, like not like color of the sun, but like color of a single sun ray. And then he's got white wristbands on either wrist, black Nike shorts with the white swoosh, white shoes, white socks. Second serve is good. Backhand from RUNE now. Backhand FRITZ, backhand slice RUNE. And it goes wide. FRITZ breaks and will have the opportunity to serve for the first set here. Wow, interesting development.
Next in line, you're top of the list. Takes his shot, the guy don't miss. Moves the court with an iron fist. Taylor FRITZ, the guy don't miss. Taylor FRITZ, the guy don't miss. It's Taylor FRITZ.
We got table tennis in the house. Let's go, Taylor. Nice. Welcome, table tennis. I don't think I've seen you in my stream before in the comments, so I really appreciate you joining the conversation, and thank you for your input. Please let us know where you're from if you feel like it. I'm here in Vancouver, Canada. One of my favorites of all time, M's saying hi, Covey GTL. Conflicted here. Love them both. Yeah, same here. I tend to kind of lean towards RUNE just because I want to see potential matchup with Alcaraz. But at the beginning of the tournament, I also said I wanted to see FRITZ versus Alcaraz. However, can't get ahead of myself because Alcaraz still has a match to win. But just kind of mentioning when I was throwing it up, yellow like a banana. Yeah, I'd say even lighter still. Like let's say between. So let's say like the sun is like yellow, and then a banana is a little less yellow, and then like a single sun ray would be even more faint looking. So it's like extremely faint. It's like you have to almost squint to see that it's yellow. It's almost like it's like the most whitish yellow I've ever seen. A person, I 100% agree with this comment. The facial hair does not suit FRITZ. Yeah, it looks just bad. It looks as bad as his Nike kits that he was wearing in Australia and stuff. Just doesn't look good. All right, 30 all here on the FRITZ serve as RUNE goes long on a forehand. He had a little bit of an opening, but closed it right away. Gary saying, not sure who saw it, but Rafa said today that he is not at all sure if he's returning for Monte Carlo, despite the announcement. He said, when I'm playing, I'll tell you. Yes, I did see that news from him. FRITZ with an unreturned serve, and it's 40-15. We have our first set point, folks. Will FRITZ take it? Let's see. Pressure is on for RUNE. First serve is long. Second serve coming up. Still set point here for FRITZ. Serve is good. Backhand cross-court return. Backhand FRITZ. Backhand RUNE into the net. It went by his feet, and he couldn't scoop it upwards. And FRITZ with a fist pump as he takes set number one from the Dane. It is 1-love for FRITZ.
Next in line, you're top of the list. Takes his shot, the guy don't miss. Moves the court with an iron fist. Taylor FRITZ, the guy don't miss. Taylor FRITZ, the guy don't miss. It's Taylor FRITZ.
Emma saying Taylor. We got Manor saying Vamos FRITZ. Hi, Ems. I'm Team FRITZ, says Emma. M saying hi, Manor. Emma. This is a good one. Lemonade yellow. Let's go with that. It's better than saying a single ray of sun. So yes, very good, Jane. Thank you. You certainly you got the description down perfectly. Emma, I really don't think it looks bad, a person, Emma, regarding the very patchy and, in my opinion, horrific looking facial hair from Taylor FRITZ. King saying next in line, top of the list, this guy don't miss, Bernard Tomic. Funny. Oh my God, I was about to say Taylor FRITZ. Gary, I'm not sure if he'll play it, but he normally does that with the press to get the focus off him. Speaking in regards to Nadal. Covey, technically there is no Disneyland. Oh, I thought it was Disney World. That's what I'd called it. I always thought that it was, in my head, it's like California Disneyland, Florida Disney World. But thank you for letting me know there's no Disneyland in Orlando. Disneyland. It's called the Magic Kingdom. I went to Disneyland Anaheim as a child a few years after it opened. Blew my lunch on the teacups, of course. You know what? I also rode that very same teacups. I've been to Disneyland a couple times in my life. Very lucky that my parents wanted to drive us down to Cali. We always used to do long road trips as a family. Hi, just lurking, says Jane. Lurk away, my dear. Always great to have you. Emma, boom. Hello, Jane. Matthew D'Souza. Runa not at the level that got me excited last year. Making errors. You shouldn't be at this level. I mean, he's also playing a top 5 player. Well, top 10 player in the world. But I get your sentiment. I was definitely expecting. See, this is the difference right now between these guys like Sinners and Alcaraz and Runa and whatever, is like Alcaraz seems to be able to pull out victories when he's not doing well. The other guys have a tough time doing that. And I think that's a difference. And that's the mark of a champion. Look at Elena Rybakina. The first 2 matches in this tournament, she had crazy unforced errors in the first match. I called that match. I'm forgetting who it was against. It was Kalinskaya. And by the way, Runa kicking off set number 2, first serve. Oh, he changed his shirt, folks. He knew we were talking about him. We'll get to the kit change in a second. And he changed the color, which I really like as well. Kind of like what Novak does or Rafa does. And it's just a straight orange shirt. By the way, Fritz takes that first point as Runa's +1 goes backhand into the net. So everything else is the same. Backwards white hat, white shoes, white socks, white wristbands. Of course, he did not change his shorts. Still black. But the shirt went from an extremely light lemonade yellow color to just as orange can be. And orange is my favorite color. And Florida, oranges. That's where you get the best oranges in the United States, from what I understand. Here we go. Second serve, love 15. Serve is good. It's a really high kicker, but Fritz nicely done return there. And it's makes his way to the net. Does Runa, puts a volley into the corner. Fritz gets that. Now it's an overhead for Runa and another overhead from Fritz and another smash from Runa. This one puts the point away, 15 all. GSL saying, yep, Rafa likes to be accurate. Disney World is Paris. Okay. A person, I think you keep referring to me as a fake or a fake. My name is Covey. It's Kavi, not Afaik. I think that's a couple times. So just so you know, in case you weren't aware, it's Covey, Kavi. So Disney World is in Paris. I did not know that. I always thought Disneyland West, Disney World, in the East. Runa to win this set 6-3. M's making the predictions. All right. Okay, serve is good. Backhand return Fritz. Forehand now Runa. Backhand Fritz. Backhand Runa. Backhand Fritz. Backhand Runa. Backhand Fritz. Another backhand Runa. Backhand Fritz. Backhand Runa. Backhand Fritz. Runa. Now it's a forehand Fritz. Forehand Runa up the line. Backhand Fritz as Runa makes his approach, but it doesn't matter as the shot from Fritz goes into the net. So interesting. I think a lot of us, when we picked our 2023 top 10s, didn't give Fritz enough consideration, maybe. Yeah, it could be true. Could be true there. Change of outfit for Holger or just the shirt? Just the shirt. Went from the lemonade yellow to solid orange. Rune's new shirt guarantees victory. I feel it. You know what? It is my favorite color, and I do like the color combination better. And whoa, ace up the tee for 40-15. Maybe it is. It's all in the shirt, just like they'd say about Michael. It's all in the shoes. Person, maybe the orange will be lucky. A person. Oh, sorry. Okay, as far as I know. Okay, I thought you were because it was saying like you're saying it at the end. Disney World is Paris, a fake F-A-I-K. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Sorry, because I was like, I think you knew what my name is. So means as far as I know. Sorry for the misunderstanding. No worries. That I'm glad I learned something new. I thought you were calling me a Fike or something, like kind of like maybe like a Persian name. Like I had a buddy named Shafiq, and that kind of reminded me. Okay, Runa, with a forehand off the tape, and it bounced just maybe a millimeter or two wide of the sideline. So from 40-15 back to deuce, Rune under pressure again. That makes me laugh, a person. His real name is a fake. He just calls himself Cubby. Holger now looks rusty. Get it? Oh yeah, he got. You know what? He actually didn't change his shirt, Gary. He just got so wet that he rusted over, and the yellow turned into orange. And now it's advantage Fritz as another ground stroke goes haywire. So Rune just lacking some rhythm here, some consistent rhythm. Let's see. Let's see what transpires. Fritz is 2 for 2 on break points. Rune 1 for 6. That's another big difference in this match. Good return from Fritz. Had Rune getting out of the way. It's right by his feet. Now Fritz cross court. Forehand's kind of blocked back from Rune. Forehand. And then a backhand from Rune goes long, and it's a break. So Fritz, wow, threatening a short match here if he can continue on this pace. Break for Taylor Fritz. So he's under the gun right away is Holger Rune, folks. Down a set, down a break right away at love 1. So Fritz will serve up a break right coming up. Now let's get you some out-of-townies. We got Van de Zandsculp and Rusevori on serve. 1-2. Van de Zandsculp is serving in the first set. Up next, up later in the day, we have Khachanov Tsitsipas, a rematch of the Australian Open, I want to say quarter, or maybe round of 16. We have Alcaraz. No, I think it was a quarter. Maybe it was even the semi, actually. Anyways, Alcaraz, Tommy Paul, I will be calling that one. That's going to be scheduled for 12:30 in Miami, which actually was half an hour ago because it is now 1 o'clock in Miami. So it'll be after. Actually, there's another match after this too. Anyways, we got Rune has made his way to the net. And then he goes volley cross court. Fritz gets to it and goes cross court winner off of it. So Fritz 15 love on his serve. Anyways, what I was trying to say is Alcaraz, Tommy Paul. We also have Manarino Eubanks. We have Cerundolo Sonego. And by the way, folks, watch out for Sonego. I've never seen him play this well, and I feel like he's a threat for the title. And we have Quentin Halys versus Medvedev. I will also be calling that. On the women's side, just 2 matches today. We've got Trevisan, who's been on fire, against Rybakina, who's been finding her rhythm. Obviously, she just won the Indian Wells tournament, so she's also on fire if you look at matches in a row. And then we got Pagula, Ghost's favorite, versus Potapova. So Fritzy serve up the middle. Return is long from Rune. Rune is requesting a replay. He wants to see it again because he thought it was very close, and I believe it was. He tried to get it right at the feet of Taylor Fritz, but alas, I think that it was long. Of course, it will show us it's long. Oh my God, that was like a foot long, like a foot long subway. Okay, we got serve out wide, forehand. Rune goes very long, and it's 40 love. Fritz, he is cruising, folks. Cap, so is everybody alive? Welcome, Cap. Great to have you. As always, GSL Cap, let me check. I'll get back to you in a moment. Emma, Rybakina plays after this. Yes, on this very court. And then after that will be the Alcaraz match. Fritz with a nice serve out wide, and he gets a game to love for the consolidation. Fritz has great tennis IQ, says a person. By the way, is Saba is in ominous form, or is she? Yeah, she was. I called that match last night, and Rune there with a +1 up the line forehand winner, 15 love. She was phenomenal. She was crispy, hitting the ball right from the beginning. So was Krejcikova at the beginning of the match. And then she just kept on declining. I think she got a little demoralized by the Sabalenka serve a few times. Serve up the T, comes back unreturned. So 30 love RUNE is trying to get a little more rhythm after being broken in game 1 of the set. Sabalenka was just kept on pouring it on, and it was a massacre in the end, quite honestly. It's a very surprising result. All right, forehand Fritzy now. Forehand RUNE inside out. Backhand chop from Fritz. Oh, and RUNE met it at the net and tried to just backhand volley it into the open court, but the backhand off the strings and into the tape on the top of the net and lands back on his side. Oh, he tried to cut that. They're showing a beautiful side angle. He tried to cut that way too thin, way thinner than he needed to. All he had to do was dink it in. Putapova, says King. Here we go. Fritz +1, cross-court forehand. Another forehand from Fritz. Forehand chop from RUNE. Backhand Fritz. Now the forehand from RUNE goes long. 30 all. Cap, my wife says I'm looking lively. Hope that counts. Hi, Cap. Tommy, Paul, and Fritz, American flags. Yep, they are. Can't wait for the other American, Seb Korda, to get back into the fold. Hi, King says, Ems. Hey, Ems. Hi, Ems from Cap. RUNE, please win a game so I can hear your button. Okay. I hear you. Yeah, good call there. Good call. We did play it once, actually. Only once so far in this match. We played Fritz at least 3 times, but it's because it's been warranted. Backhand to backhand battle. Backhand Fritz now. Forehand from RUNE. Backhand Fritz goes wide, and it is game point for Holger RUNE. So, folks, please do give us a like. We really appreciate everyone watching our streams, joining me live here. I'm here in Vancouver, BC. Actually, funny enough, we have 32 likes, and we have about 25 people watching. So some people are in and out, but at least they're dropping likes before they leave. Forehand Fritz, forehand RUNE, backhand Fritz. We're into a rally here. Forehand inside out RUNE. Again, not a smart decision. He goes inside out, trying to go over the high part of the net when it was just you're going up the middle on the rally balls there. This is the type of thing. For example, Gil Gross was saying about Alcaraz. He was saying against Medvedev, he said, look, I've never seen you being so patient. Normally you try and kind of go for a winner early. Or is this something you're learning? And that's something that RUNE needs to learn. He needs to learn that, hey, I don't need to end the point. I got to wait for the right shot. If you wait, the right shot will come. Might not happen in this very point, but throughout the match, if you continue to do that, you are going to find the right moments. They will emerge, especially if you're doing everything else right, setting up the point. Then you'll have your chance at like short ball or like an open, cross court or something like that. So that's like the mental erraticness that we were talking about with RUNE that he needs to improve. And there was a little evidence of it there. All right, RUNE does have the advantage, however, and it is second serve coming up. Serve is wide for a double fault, back to deuce. That's another thing that's been not cool for RUNE in big moments. I think he's already dropped. He got broken on a double, and I think maybe did he drop the set on a double as well? He's got 5 so far. Taylor's got 3. Aces 5-2 for Fritz. So 40 all, deuce. Serve is good. Backhand return and is a good one. Inside out forehand RUNE, and that's lobbed back, and he overhead smashes that into the open court. Does Holger RUNE, and another game point for the name. RUNE to Rude. At least I have one master's title. A person. My favorite players right now. Federer highlights. Sinner, Korda, Medi, Alcaraz. That's quite the list. Love it. M saying Rude. I've run out of excuses for him. He had such a phenomenal year last year. It was almost going to be impossible to replicate. I mean, it's never impossible, but he had just formidable. Now RUNE gets the serve out wide, and Fritz's return goes wide as well. This one's for you, M. King of just asking what happened to Corda. Is he injured? Yes, he injured his wrist in who was he playing against in the Australian Open? But yeah, it was a wrist injury, and he's been out since then, so he hasn't played in 2 months. M saying thanks, Covey. I love that button. No worries, Ems. He deserved it as well. But when you said that, I was like, oh, I got to get it in there for my girl Ems. Hey, Covey. Hey, everyone says tennis twit. Oh my goodness, how is Rune down against Fritz? Yeah, he's not the sharpest right now. Not in rhythm. Neither player was to start the match, but Taylor Fritz settled himself, whereas Rune is still finding that rhythm. Federer highlights are the greatest player of all time. Wow, just like Team. Yeah, although I don't think it's as severe. He's just taking his time getting back. But yeah, I don't even know if he needed, like, I think Team needed surgery, recovery, all that stuff. I don't think Corda is at that level. Hi, Tennis Twit, says Ems, and Tennis Twit. Hey, Ems. Yeah, great to have you again, Tennis Twit. Always look for your tweets now. Just because of your name, Tennis Twit, tweet. It just goes. 17 minutes into this set, and we are Fritz up a break, serving at 2-1, and he is a set up as well. So looking to make quick work on a Tuesday afternoon in Miami is Taylor Fritz. First serve is a good one up the tee, and the block back return, really high, short ball. Fritz goes forehand cross court on that. Rune gets a piece, but it goes wide. 15-love Fritzy. I don't know if anyone watches hockey, but there's a captain of the Chicago Blackhawks named Jonathan Taves, and he was like one of the youngest captains and won a cup. He's one of these guys, great leader, but he was unable to grow a full beard. In hockey players, they grow there. It's called a playoff beard, so you don't shave during as long as your playoff run. And he had this really patchy, like gross beard because he couldn't grow the full. He could only grow like here, a little bit here, and a little on his chin. Basically, Taylor Fritz is rocking the same horrendous facial hair. And sorry again, Emma, I know you're saying you like it, but I think it just looks I think he looks better clean shaven. All right, 15 all Fritz here. A person, Corda has probably the greatest circumstances to succeed as a tennis player. Dad's a former slam winner. Rest of the family is very athletic, and he receives personal tips from Agassi and Steffi Graf. Yeah, I believe he's really good friends with Graf and Agassi, and his sisters have won big titles in the WPGA, I believe, in Australia, each of them. So his dad and his two sisters have won big titles in their respective sports in Australia. Someone asked him in the Australian Open, do you think that you should be an honorary Australian? Just a block back return on the second serve was super easy, but it goes right into the net from Rune. 40-15. Fritz, I don't see Rune coming out of this unless I don't know, he wins a big point and roars and finds a momentum swing. He just doesn't seem on. Fritz tries to +1 drop shot, but it goes into the net. I think Rune would have got there anyways, but good to see some attempts at variety there from Fritz. Don't see him drop too much, but I know he has his hands are good enough. So here we go. Still game point Fritz, 40-30. Serve is good up the tee. Block. Gosh, it bounced on his side before even getting to the net. Rune's block forehand there. So it is 3-1. He consolidates. Actually, no, it wasn't a consolidation. We consolidated last time because he broke in the first game. So 3-1 here. Yeah. Emma saying I neither like or dislike is better wording. Got it. Okay. We all need to catch up to Taylor. I think he just keeps winning. Yeah, he's been one of the hottest players on tour for sure to start the year. 19 wins, 5 losses. All right, second serve is good. Back, and then the return from Fritz goes long. 15-love Rune. Wow, love this scoreboard. Hello, Covey and everyone. Welcome, our dentist from Mumbai, Dharya. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you. As always, Tennis Twit. Hey, Gary. And another ground stroke into the net from Holger Rune, 15 all. His coaching staff looks on, very unanimated. They are. An hour and 2 minutes, 62 minutes into this match. Was it yesterday? Saba won that match in 66 minutes against Krejcikova. So a lot of short matches, tons and tons of straight sets going on in the last few rounds. I'm talking tons. A backhand into the net from Rune, just a regular rally ball backhand from the middle of the court, shooting it up the middle and still gets it into the net. He's definitely off. I don't know if there's something maybe internally going on, but he just looks a little off rhythm. Although he goes out wide for an ace there, so 30 all. So it brings him a little bit of life into this game for him. But let's see. Emma, who will Fritz play next? The winner of Tommy Paul and Alcaraz, assuming he ends up winning this one in the end. A person saying rest of Corda's family is athletic is an understatement. He has 2 sisters with golf majors. That family is off the charts. Is any sports family more accomplished? Yeah, pretty tough to say, especially across different sports and, the different sexes as well. You got WPGA, you've got ATP. Yeah, I wonder, I'm sure the mom must have been athletic as well. I'm not sure if she was into sports. I'd have to look that up. Nice forehand from Rune. It's break point, by the way, for Fritz. Backhand Rune into the open court, and he brings it to deuce. So that was very important, because if he gets broken here, dare I say, this is actually reminding me almost exactly like the Sabalenka Krejcikova match, where both players started off pretty well, but then one player found their rhythm and the other one kind of never did, and then got more and more dejected as it went along. Nice return from Fritz right to the feet of Rune. Now forehand Fritz into the net. So Rune will have a game point. Karen wants to talk to the manager. I mean, Sitsi pass. That's funny. And it's funny because he's playing Karen. Tennis Twit. Hey, Covey, are any other matches being covered today? I can't see anything scheduled. I am going to be covering the Alcaraz match later, as well as the Daniil Medvedev match for the last match of the day. So those two, just realized I didn't have notifications on. There you go. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, folks. Throw the notifications on if you do subscribe. And by the way, Holger Rune does hold, so keeps within touching distance, and he's now down to 3. Fritz will serve after the break. Let's take a look at some scoreboard action. We have not really much going on. Sinner straight sets over Rublev, and we've got Botic Van de Zandschulp is up 4-2 in the first set, so he is up a break. Rusevori is currently serving at 2-4. Later on, we have Hachanov, Tsitsipas, Alcaraz, Tommy Paul, Manarino, Eubanks. Eubanks just made his way into the top 100. Very emotional after his win. He was tearing up, and it was great to see. Cerundolo will face Sonego, and Sonego has been red hot, folks. Definitely, if I'm choosing anyone, I'm choosing him in that one. And we got Quinton Alice versus Daniil Medvedev. On the women's side, coming up in about 45 minutes is Trevisan Rybakina on this court right after this match. And then we've got Pagula Potapova, the 4 p.m. start in Vancouver, which would make it 7 p.m. in Miami. Let's see. Yeah, so there you go. And I don't know if any other matches will be on Tennis Twit, but I do know I'll be doing Alcaraz, Paul, and then Mehdi Halis later. So I'm not sure if one of the women's matches might be called by someone else. Maybe Svet or maybe Ben JG. Not really sure. Ping Pong BG. Hello, Ping Pong. Hey, we've had Ping Pong in the house, and we had someone named Table Tennis. So quite the theme. By the way, just so you all know, I have been looking for someone who could beat me at ping pong for 5 years. I'm not joking. I did get beat by my nephew. We played 13 matches, and I won 12 out of 13. So he did beat me one game to 21. But please do let me know if you know anyone in the Vancouver area who would like to challenge me, because I want to see if anyone can can make me sweat a little bit. All right, serve for Fritz is a good one, and the return is a high lob desperation just to get a racket on it, and it goes long. Fritz, 15 love. Cap, he's not that much of a brat compared to other players. Cap, because Cap was saying, Rune hasn't been bratting for a while, so he's off. The Karen, Fritzy pass head-to-head is 0-6. Oh, my God, yeah. And Hachanov is 0-23 against top 10 players in his last 23. So, but he's playing not fully 100% Sitsy pass. The shoulder's still aggravating him. So I feel like Hachanov has a chance here. It's a best of 3. I wouldn't give him a chance in a best of 5, but best of 3, and Sitsy pass doesn't have full health. So I would go ahead and guess that Hachanov might win this one, break a bunch of bad streaks. Body serve, moves out of the way, does Rune, blocks it back. Now we've got a nice little rally going. Forehand squash shot from Rune, forehand Fritz, forehand Rune up the line. Oh, Fritz with a beautiful backhand desperation shot. Now overhead from, lob from Fritz, and then a backhand slice overhead from Rune. Let's see here. Tennis Twit saying, Emma, I'll support Carlos for you if that happens. Yeah, that's crazy there. I read Sitsy Pass participated in Indian Wells just so that he can retain points, as it's a weird system that players get penalty if they don't participate in Masters. Is it true? From what I understand, what he said was not fully accurate. What Sitsy Pass said was not accurate, because if you have an injury, obviously you can't play. So I don't think he understood the rules correctly. I personally also don't think he wanted to go into Monte Carlo as defending champion without having played any matches, because he has been hurt since the Australian Open. 40-15 here from Fritz, by the way. So he's looking to continue to keep his break lead here in the second set, just 1 point away from a 4-2 lead. And we've got a tip. Thank you so much, Jane. Really appreciate it. Covey putting in the hours for us today. Thank you, Covey. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure to bring you guys the highest quality tennis. And thank you guys for joining me. It's very, very nice of you. And I'm grateful to everyone in the chat. And I'm also grateful for all the tips we receive, all the likes we receive, all the comments we receive. So Emma saying, Jane, throwing up some love to Jane. M's also giving her a clap there. Tennis Twit. Okay, Emma, I need to figure out what irks me about Fritz and Tommy Paul. Can't warm to either of them. I was mentioning the same thing yesterday about Fritz. I love him as a player. I love how he plays, but he doesn't grab me. He doesn't pull me in like other players, like Sinner pulls me in. Rune also has the ability to pull me in. Fritz, it's almost like he just goes about his business like too straight onto it, which is not bad. It's a good thing. But yeah, I see what you're saying, Twit. I see that. Steps in his own little world, says I'm agree with you there. Gary, I think the Jones family could contend with the greatest MMA fighter and 2 NFL stars. Yeah, I honestly, maybe this is a Canadian thing. I'm not an MMA guy, and I don't even know which Jones is. But I'm sure there. I mean, I know in hockey there's a family of 6 brothers that made it to the NHL. You got nice forehand to forehand battle going. Forehand Rune, forehand Fritzy, cross court goes wide. So it is 15 all on the Rune serve. Good rally though. Really nice rally there. Sophia, welcome. Hi, Covey, just tuning in now. What's going on with Rune? He just has not found his rhythm all day. From the beginning of the match, they both were kind of shaky to start. Fritz found his rhythm. Rune just hasn't. He's had a couple good points here and there, but then he will have little lulls, a lot of errors on the ground strokes, easy second serve returns, just blocking them into the net. Just not on yet. That's how I would describe it. King of Just saying, Covey, you said you're on a 5-year winning streak. Honestly, like no one I know. I even go to this place called Back and Forth Bar. It's kind of like a pool hall, but instead of pool, there's just ping pong tables. I've gone there a whole bunch of times. never lost to a single person. I'm crazy at ping pong. I don't know what it is. I'm not like professional good, but for like the average person, I haven't found anyone who can stand up and like, say if we play like a best of 7, no one will win more than like maybe a match against me. I have my cousin who lives with me. We played over 150 matches. He hasn't beat me one single time. And usually when you play someone like, maybe once something will happen. No, I just take him out. I'll beat him 21-6, 21-10, All right. A vicious overhead smash from RUNE, letting out a little bit of frustration and takes a 40-30 lead in his service game. He's still down a break here at 2-4, and he's got to be careful because he is pretty much under pressure now for the rest of this set, unless he can get level real quick. But this game is imperative for him as he's serving. Here we go. Game point. Serve is good out wide, unreturned. Nicely done from RUNE, and I'm going to say he deserves a button for that as well. Okay, Daria saying I can also pull, but only teeth. John Jones, haha. Okay, see, again, this is my ignorance. I don't know if John Jones is the MMA fighter or the NFL player, and I don't know what team they would be on. But I definitely there are some really good. I mean, look at the Super Bowl. They had the brothers, Kelsey brothers. They could be up there. They've each won a Super Bowl already. And now I guess is it Travis has 2, and the other one has still the one with the Eagles. A person from Gary, a good suggestion. Corda's mom was also good enough to play tennis for her country in the Olympics. Wow, there you go. I was just guessing when I said that. Fritz doesn't have the impressive movement of the other young guns. Agree with you there. A little tall and lanky. RUNE and him Sinner and him are similar like that, but I find that Sinner has much better footwork. DJ Fresh, hi Cubby. Let's hope RUNE turns this around. Looking tough right now, to be honest, BJ Fresh, but it would be nice if he did. Emma, I find him more immature than RUNE, to be honest. Emma saying what he said about Rublev once was the last straw for me. So Emma loved Mehdi calling him out for that. Yeah, Tsitsipas, and that was amazing. That was like one of the best kind of most intelligent troll jobs I've seen in a minute. All right, Fritz serve, short ball return, and then goes up the line. Ooh, and a lob from RUNE lands on the baseline. So we're into a rally here. Backhand Fritz, forehand RUNE, backhand Fritz, and that's a short ball. And RUNE now has a chance and rips it into the stands, smashing that overhead with full authority, just like he did. It looks like he hit it at a lady, and she looks surprised. They're showing her now. So it's love 15. Is RUNE making his move? Yes, Ems, that man could be put in his place more often in regards to Tsitsipas. Beautiful ace up the tee, and it's 15 all. A person saying, I'd imagine Agassi and Steffi Graf's children are unbelievably talented, but didn't have much pressure on them, considering Agassi himself despised tennis and had a history. Yeah, you never know what your kids are going to like. I think, yeah, some kids get into it. Look at Casper Ruud. Oh, okay. So Fritz had a short ball on the return, and he goes to the backhand of RUNE, and RUNE rips it right back at Fritz at the net. He couldn't handle it, and his volley goes into the net. Yeah, serve out wide, short return, Fritz the inside out, and then just rips it right to the body. He wasn't trying to hit it at him, but it was just a smart play, and it dipped as well as it went over the net. So Fritz had a tough time with that. 15-30, RUNE still got some pressure, so it looks like he might be... He's got a couple big overheads with authority. Maybe he's trying to psych himself back in, but another serve up the tee from the ad side and comes back unreturned. So Fritz seems to be killing it from that ad side on the up the line serve. 30 all here. Big moments, folks. Big moments in this match. First serve out wide, block back return into the net. 40-30 Fritz. And Fritz now within a point of being within a game away from the quarterfinals. The person Bryan brothers and Williams sisters are also a shout. Oh yeah, can't forget them. In terms of overall accolades, you could maybe say that the Williams sisters might be the best sibling duo in terms of like winning the highest at the highest level in their sport, both of them, and in doubles together. And Fritz holds another backhand into the net from RUNE, and now it's a 5-3 lead for Taylor Fritz, and he is will force RUNE to stay in this tournament here.
Next in line, you're top of the list. Takes his shot, the guy don't miss. Moves the court with an iron fist. Taylor Fritz, the guy don't miss. Taylor Fritz, the guy don't miss. It's Taylor Fritz.
Sean Power, I think Agassi's son played baseball. Not sure if he made it pro. I know Wayne Gretzky's son ended up playing baseball and made it to the minor leagues, but I don't think he progressed further than that. GSL, Steffi, Andre, clearly the most accomplished tennis couple. Imagine spouses who both have the career Grand Slam. Yeah, definitely a holy moly Batman. And I think at least 2 for both of them. And you also have the only player in tennis history to hit the Golden Slam. With the Steph winning the Olympics, I believe it was 88 as well. Holy moly, Batman, talking to myself, Cubby. Serve and volley from RUNE, volleys into the open court. Fritz lobs that the volley that was punched by RUNE, but it goes wide, lands in the alleyway, and it is now 30-love RUNE. Agassi despised tennis. Have I missed something all these years? I remember hearing about that. I think he was just really good at it. I don't think he actually despised it. I think maybe he despised maybe like the pressures at certain points in his career and things like that. Of course, he did have some drug problems as well that he's gone over. And I think he maybe turned to those things because of his dislike of what he was doing, I guess, on court or just the tennis life. I mean, it's a grind, right? Even for like one of the all-time greats, it's rare that anyone can be happy all the time doing what they do, even if it's something they've been passionate about their whole lives. RUNE, second serve at 40-love, triple game point, return. It's a serve and volley from RUNE, and he does like a slice drop shot, almost like he was like, I don't even care what happens on this point. I'm just going to hit it this way. And he holds to love, so good signs there. But now Fritz will serve for the match right after this little changeover. Sean saying Agassi's book is worth a read. It describes how intense his dad was. So there you go. It could have been the fatherly pressure. Emma, there is only like 2 players I despise in Kyrgios and Tsitsipas. Yeah, tried to give him PEDs once for junior matches. Yikes. Ooh. See, that's next level, man. That's too much. King saying, Emma, Kyrgios? I mean, I could see why people aren't the biggest fans of Kyrgios. I personally don't like how much profanity he uses. And I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, you got to be cordial all the time. No, it's not that. He'll literally be like to the ref. He'll be talking to the ref, won't be calling the ref like the F word, but he'll be using the F word. And I'm like, there's just people right beside you. This crowd everywhere can hear everything you're saying. And also, I do find that Kyrgios makes people feel uncomfortable, like in the stands. When he's like going off on people. I also don't like when he talks in between serves when the other player is serving. However, if you're asking me if I loved the drama between him and Tsitsipas at Wimbledon, 1000% I did. I just wish he would do it without being profane to people who don't deserve it. Tsitsipas tried to whip a ball at him and also whipped a ball into the crowd. And Kyrgios is right to say that he should have been disqualified, and which he wasn't. But yeah, so both sides of the argument for me on that one. All right, body serve, second serve. Now a backhand Rune, forehand Fritz, forehand Rune to the backhand of Fritz, forehand Rune, forehand Fritz cross court, forehand Rune. Now backhand Fritz, backhand Rune, backhand Fritz, forehand Rune into the net. So Fritz now 3 points away from a date with either Tommy Paul or Alcaraz, and it is 15-love. We got Kyrgios is one of those idiots who thinks he's deep. It's embarrassing. Yeah, and the thing is, the numbers also go on his side. So he's one of those guys who's saying, look, if I'm so bad for tennis, how come I sell out every stadium? Because there is an element of what's he going to do next, as well as, wow, this guy can also play when he wants to. So he does get like the reinforcement sometimes that people who don't like him don't like or agree with. And the return from Rune goes long on the second serve. That's what I was saying is like these easy points on second serve, just the block back returns. He's missing them, Rune is, and he doesn't normally do that. So Fritz now 30-love, looking to put it away. First serve, ooh, just wide. Here we go, second serve for Taylor Fritz. Serve is good. Forehand return up the line from Rune. He makes his way to the net, and Fritz goes backhand, lobs it over him, and it goes just long of the baseline. So good leave there from Rune, and it's 30-15 Fritz. Kyrgios serves are killer. Yes, 100%. No argument there. Kyrgios, so talented, but knowing at times he's also a huge ego. I have a like-dislike relationship with him. Yeah, so do I. I'm the exact same as you there. Undeniable skill. Wish he would be a little bit nicer to people who don't deserve his wrath. And the second serve and the forehand return inside out goes wide, setting up match point for Taylor Fritz.
Match point.
So it has been an underwhelming performance from Holger Rune, I must say. I thought he would be putting up more of a fight. I did have Fritz in 3, but it's definitely been all Fritz overall. And the serve out wide is a high return lob, which goes very wide of the court. And we have a match, folks. 6-3, 6-4, Taylor Fritz. Like I said, Rune just never found his rhythm. Taylor Fritz found his after about 4 games into the match. And great performance. The consistent Taylor Fritz continues on making the quarterfinals in every tournament he's played in this year. So very, very impressive, as well as a dominant performance in the United Cup in the pre-Australian Open tournament there, the United Cup with the Nations there, the Nations tournament. So yeah, great job from Taylor Fritz. He has been absolutely dynamite all year. Advances to a record of 20 wins and 5 losses now, and will face Tommy Paul or Carlitos in the next round. Okay, let's see here. LOL, Covey is here for the drama. Yes, I definitely am. Well, also because I find Tsitsipas to be a little bit of a whiner as well. When he was saying that he was being bullied by Kyrgios, I was like, come on, man. Like now what you're doing is you're jumping on like the bandwagon of what people taking offense too soon, too early. I don't think he was bullied. If you say I was bullied by Kyrgios in that match, he wasn't bullied. He was being treated hostilely, but bullying is something very different. I was like, come on, man. Like and then I think Kyrgios called him soft, and I agree. I honestly agreed with Kyrgios, even though I don't always agree with Kyrgios. Can't buy a first serve, can't buy a second serve. That was classic clip there. Kyrgios hit a kid in the stands during the AO Doubles 22 and wasn't defaulted and went on to win. I actually didn't. I didn't watch all of their doubles. I know, of course, him and Thanasi Kokkinakis won that. I didn't know about that actually. So maybe that's why he knows the rules that he should have been defaulted. Emma is saying I actually can't sit and watch a whole Kyrgios match. Always turn it off. I mean, I could see that again. I can totally see that. The Kyrgios is probably bipolar, something similar. Yeah, I think the ego thing is a big part of it. I mean, look, the guy's a multimillionaire, mid-20s, flying around whenever he wants to play a tournament or doesn't. He does it on his own. He chooses, doesn't have a coach. So he's very unorthodox, very just, I want to do what I want to do, and that's it. It's a default, bro, says Ems. Runa will continue on a good run. Well done, Taylor, says Tennis Twit. Emma, underwhelming from Runa. Yes, my sentiments exactly agree with you there. Tsitsipas is also Bratalina. I also agree with you there. A lot of the times he really also bothers me in a different way, not in his outward way, but more in the way that he'll take a dig at Rublev and say, "Oh, this guy has no weapons," instead of just outright saying, "I lost the match." Yep, agree. Emma, says Twit. Saying underwhelming from Runa. And GSL, how many people thought Fritz would be the better player 3 months into the year? Serious question. Yeah, I mean, with the way Runa ended the year, although Fritz is, ever since that Indian Wells title, I actually picked Fritz to win the Australian Open. And yes, it was a little bit of a pick that I didn't just want to pick Novak, because when I knew he was going to come back, that in my mind was the pick I would have made, but I still had him in there because I do have a lot of respect for his game. So, yeah, I think you could say that I don't think it's guaranteed that people thought Runa would have been better. He's still, again, very erratic, still very young, but anyways, yeah, Fritz is playing well, though, deserves it. Made quarters of every single tournament he's been in this year. Can't argue with that. Also made semis in Acapulco and another tournament, as well as winning Delray Beach. So he's had a great year so far. King, peace out. Covey and everyone, peace out. Ems, Covey, see you in a bit. We'll see you for the Alcaraz match. Ems, see you on the next one, Covey. You too, Tennis Twit. Emma, see you, Covey. All right, folks, so that's going to do it for me for this stream. Like I said, I will be calling Carlitos versus Tommy Paul, as well as Daniil Medvedev versus Quentin Alice, the Frenchman, the big serving Frenchman, who's on a little bit of a run. So thank you guys all for your contributions, for your likes, your subscribes, your tips. Thank you, Jane. Really appreciate the tip. We got a lot of likes, actually. We only had about 40 people, 42, 45 people in at our max, and we have 41 likes. So virtually everyone gave likes. Really appreciate that from everyone. So, look at the compliment king comes in at the last second saying, wow, I'm assuming he's looking at the score and saying, what is going on? Yeah, Taylor Fritz found his rhythm and Runa didn't, and that's kind of how it went. Cheers, Covey. Better late than never. Yes, my friend, I agree with you. And just so you know, in case you didn't hear it, Compliment King, I will be calling the Alcaraz match a bit later, as well as the Daniil Medvedev match, which is the last match of the day. All right, folks, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you guys all for all your contributions and your comments, your loves, your likes. And I will see you all very soon. Covey and Gobi out from Van City.